Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna, and today I am here with Abby, a blue twisted steel. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Donna?
I am doing wonderful. It is hot and humid in Florida, as I like to always tell everyone. How's the weather? And you're in West Virginia currently?
Yes, West Virginia. Right now, I'm in Lewisburg, West Virginia, I'm right across from the state fairgrounds. And it is a chilly, I think 55 degrees and rainy. So,
Ah,
yes, the fall weather it's been here for a couple months even. Like it's definitely getting pretty chilly. So,
okay. Well, I'll send some warm humidity up there. If you
thank
send some
you.
coolness down here, you can keep the rain. Keep
Yes.
the rain. Just send the
Yeah.
warm or the
We need
cold.
a
I
little
mean,
bit of a balance.
exactly.
hmm
Well, so we love to start off with the most difficult question.
Okay.
Okay, so in this question, I'm actually going to ask you, who is Blue Twisted Steel?
Okay, well, Blue Twisted Steel is me and Josiah Spangler and Evan Olds. My husband is actually Josiah. He is who you'll see singing on some other songs. Sometimes we sing together, sometimes we sing separately. So that's Josiah, myself, and then Evan is actually Josiah's brother and he plays bass. So, and he helps us write and arrange some of the songs. So it's kind of a family endeavor, and we've been doing it together for a long time. My husband and I, Josiah, we met in high school, and we've played together music since I think about 2011. So it's been over 10 years now. So that's
That's
us.
awesome. That is awesome. I love it. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
definitely
cool.
a special thing.
And it's great that it's family like that. Sometimes
Mhm.
people are like, oh, we can't stand my family anymore, so we can't do that. But it's so great to see the family bands because, just the talent within a family sometimes is so amazing. So,
It is. It truly is. I think I was definitely impressed whenever I had met him in high school. Even I met him even before that because we kind of grew up in the same county. And if you're not familiar with West Virginia, it's kind of a series of small towns that are pretty close knit. And so I was familiar with his family and he was familiar with mine. And his family is very musical. His dad, Mark Spangler, he taught me how to play guitar and so I've been learning from him ever since. And he writes his own music. He's been doing it since the 1970s. And so it is definitely a family affair there. So yeah, we've been very blessed.
oh, that's beautiful. Love it. So now I know you all had some releases earlier this
Mhm.
year. I didn't know if you want to start with the beginning releases coming forward, or if you want to start with the most recent of Austin that released in August.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess we can start back a few months ago when we released our first single called Fight for Your Life. And that song, I wrote it a few years ago, and we released the finished single just back in the past few months. And we released that one. And then since then, we've released 4 singles total. So we have our EP that's planning to be released in November, on November 26th. So we're building up to it. And the latest release, like you said, it is Austin. And between the 4 of the songs, they're all pretty different. Kind of ranges from folk to a little bit of rock, a little bit of country. So they're all a little bit, give you kind of a little bit of a taste of what Blue Twisted Steel is. And that's why we're calling the EP intro. So it's kind of like an introduction to us.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. That's a great.
Thanks.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that because I was just thinking that when I was listening to all the songs, I was like, they are very like they're similar, but they're different. Like they're not just the
hmm
same. Like some artists have the same kind of sound over and over in
Yeah.
songs, and you're like,
hmm
this is not the same in each song. Each song is like its own little piece of,
Yeah, it
so
kind of like
of a
fits
bigger
together
pie.
almost like a
Yeah,
puzzle. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, yeah. I'm
hmm
talking pie because we're getting closer to Thanksgiving here. So yeah, that's it. That's where my mind goes. It goes to food. Sorry.
Hey, hey, I love it. It's the same for me.
Music, food, and dogs. That's it.
Yes.
That's life, right?
That sounds like a
That's
great bunch of interests.
Oh, perfect. So tell me, how did you
Mhm.
get started in music? Obviously, now that we know
Yeah.
that your husband's father taught you guitar, we know that
Mhm.
much. But what was your interest in music? Like, did you feel like, oh, this is all I can do? Like, this is what I have to do, and or was it
Well,
just
in
kind of you
some
kind of fell
ways.
into it?
Yeah, I grew up singing in choir at school, singing in church growing up, just a little country church, sang hymns, played piano, things like that. So I've always been connected to music, but never I kind of started getting into performing whenever I was in high school, whenever I met Josiah. So I've always had kind of a classical training with vocals and piano. And then when I was in high school, Josiah kind of introduced me to different types of music and the idea of performing because he had been performing since he was a child with his dad. So, and he's mainly a drummer and a singer. So he's been doing that for a while. So I started kind of singing first, I guess, and I've always loved it. I've always done it. It's kind of always been a part of who I am, and it's definitely something that I'll continue to do, hopefully for the rest of my life. So,
Wonderful. You have a beautiful voice.
thank you
Very
very much.
smooth.
I
It's
appreciate that.
just,
Thank you.
yeah. So, who are some of the women that inspire you musically?
Musically, oh, it's so hard to pin down because I have so many. Lately, I've been listening, and somebody that's really influenced some of my writing is are you familiar with an artist called Lyra Lynn?
I have just heard of her. Yes.
Yes. So it's Lyra Lynn and then more modern artists like her, and there's also a girl named Julia Jacqueline. She's from Australia. And if you want to go kind of back into more of the classics, I think I'm really influenced by Patsy Cline, even Loretta Lynn. She's just the very best. And so it's people like in classic country and different things like that that I really think I'm influenced by. And also, if you're familiar with the song Kiss Me, Kiss Me
Mhm.
out of the beard. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the girl who wrote that, the band Sixpence None the Richer, her name's Lee Nash. And so I think I'm really influenced by her as well. She's from down in Texas, and I think she lives in Tennessee now. Um, but yeah, so there's just to name a few.
Those are some great picks too, for sure.
Thanks.
Oh, so would you like to do our 20 crazy questions?
Sure. I hope I can answer all of them.
As I like to tell everyone, I promise we won't get arrested yet.
Got it.
Oh, and there's no right or wrong answer, by the way.
Great.
Tell me, what is your dance like nobody's watching song? The song that you have to dance to.
There is a song. It's one of my favorite bands. If you're familiar with Los Lobos, they're from. They wrote La Bamba and everything. That's their hit song. But I love some of their deep tracks. And there's one called "Do the Murray," and it's off one of their more classic albums. And so it's definitely got like a rock and a Latin beat to it. So I definitely always have to dance to that one. And if you want something to dance to, I would look that one up definitely.
Absolutely. So after the interview, everyone go look that up and just go dance around and enjoy it.
Yes.
Oh, in your opinion, what's the perfect workout song?
Perfect workout song. Probably right now, it would be Maggie Rogers. That's Where I Am. She has a new um album out, and I really think that that's the perfect one to work to. It's got a great tempo for working out and just a great beat as well, so it's pretty energetic.
Perfect. Tell me the top two concerts you've ever been to.
Ooh, top two concerts. I'm gonna go back to Los Lobos. I saw them last year in Austin, Texas, at a little club called Antones. And it was great. I've never been really at the front of a concert
Mhm.
before, so it was a very small, intimate show, just a couple hundred people. And these guys are legends. They've been doing it for like 40 years.
Mhm.
And so that's got to be my one. And then probably if you're familiar with the band My Morning Jacket, they're like a southern rock band from Louisville. And that's probably my second. I saw them in Pittsburgh, but I think back in like 2012. So
Perfect. Love that. And you know what? Those small intimate concerts are just amazing, aren't they? It doesn't
yes.
matter. who you see or how big someone gets. It,
No.
I remember back in the day before everyone knew Ashley McBride, I remember I'm
Yeah,
like, I gotta go see her. And because I had heard one of
that's
her
awesome.
songs and before
Mhm.
she, everyone knew her. And that was just the coolest concert because it was just so intimate. And there might have been 100
Yeah.
people there. And,
Wow.
it's like, and she was the opener. So I'm like, hey,
That's awesome. Yeah, I might have to add one then if I can. If I get really
absolutely.
big. Yeah, I got to see the girl that was in Sixpence None the Richer, Lee Nash,
Yes.
at a tiny little coffee shop in
Oh,
Tennessee in this little town called Fairview, and I don't know, there might have been 50 people there. So it was so awesome to see her like kind of she played a couple new songs that she had
mhm.
never played before out, and it was just amazing.
That intimate experience is just so awesome sometimes, I think, when you get to, I mean, like as bands grow and stuff and you lose that,
Yeah,
sometimes it's like you miss that intimate setting. Like,
I know.
yeah,
It's so true.
but we want to see everyone grow, obviously, but and sometimes
Yeah.
we're just like, no, come back to the intimate settings. So, in your opinion, can you tell us some artists or albums that we need to listen to before we die?
Ooh. I think one of mine would be Buddy and Julie Miller. They are a duo that have been playing music, I think, since the 60s and 70s,
Mhm.
and their album called Written in Chalk. It's a wonderful Americana record where I think Julie Miller wrote most of the songs and the lyrics, and her husband Buddy is just like an insanely good guitar player. Um, and they just complement each other so well. So definitely Written in Chalk by Buddy and Julie Miller, definitely.
That's a great
And
recommendation.
then I think it's so hard, I have so many. Oh, probably I would say I'm gonna go back to this so many times, but Sixpence None the Richer, their album, they're self-titled. I think it was from I wanna say 2001 that Kiss Me was
Mhm.
on, and it's a great record. And Lee Nash's voice is just so classic and really unique. And they have a lot of good lyrics on that record, and just a lot of cool soundscapes and string sections, and kind of a good mix of pop and a little bit of country. And she even sings in Spanish on one of the songs, so it's pretty impressive.
Absolutely. And I think,
Yeah.
she's one of those girl-fronted female bands that we had such a jump there in the late 90s and early aughts,
Oh yeah.
with, I'm trying to think now off the top of my head, there were just so many that,
Yeah.
it was just such a great time for women, I think, 'cause they were
Oh yeah.
almost at an equal level musically,
I
on
know.
radio
It was a really
airplay and
strong era. Yeah.
oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
So, do you have any guilty pleasure music that no one knows you listen to?
Oh,
Little, like, Hanson hidden somewhere in an iPod? No.
it it could be. It's probably
It's addictive, that song, though.
honestly oh, yeah, totally. It's probably, it's funny because it's Halloween today. One of the albums that I listen to, and I just think it's amazing, but it's kinda corny. It's the album that the song Monster Mash is off of, the original one from
Mhm.
1962, I think. So it's kind of got all these weird, like, background noises and just different silly things. That's probably one of my guilty pleasures. It's funny, but it's also really creative in kind of an eclectic, odd way. So
Oh, I love that. That is a great tune. I mean,
it
Halloween or
is,
not, that Monster Mash, you can't beat that one for sure.
definitely.
So, hypothetically, if I came
Mhm.
to you and said, "I need to hide a dead body," do you know a good
Ooh,
place?
oh gosh. You know, in West Virginia, there are plenty of places, probably. So you could go down pretty much any holler, any road, and if you know the right person, I think I could point you in the right direction. There's a
Oh,
lot of, I don't know if you wanna get into specifics or not, we might just leave it at that.
yeah, we should leave it at that because at least I know I can call you now and we're good. We'll know it that way it will never be found, right?
Lots of, places that GPS does not cover.
Nice. That's it. That's it. So, do you have a game plan for zombie apocalypse?
Ooh, I have I kind of I guess I do. My parents live on a farm, and it's kind of away from the city. and I guess we'll just go there, stock up on supplies, and just kind of huddle together. And I think they have a generator, so I think we'll be okay.
Awesome.
Let's hope so.
I,
Hopefully that
I'm
doesn't
going with the
happen though.
Canadian friends. They pretty much were like, it doesn't, I think anywhere it snows, there are no zombies. So I'm like, okay, you guys have the plan? I'm just following
That's right.
whoever is good. Whatever you need me to do, just
Yeah.
let me know. Yeah.
Yes. That's a good idea. I didn't
I'm
think
bringing
about that.
myself and the puppies. So.
Yeah.
Oh. What job, in your opinion, would you be terrible at doing?
Oh, I would be a terrible truck driver because I do know how to drive a standard transmission vehicle, but I don't think I could do well with a gigantic 10-speed 18-wheeler. And sometimes, even though I'm a little soft-spoken, I have road rage. So I think that would be very bad to be a truck driver with bad road rage. So
Like,
okay.
okay,
There we go.
so I know, we paused the recording, everyone. I had to go see the chicken at my door. It's Halloween, as we
We're good.
mentioned, so I totally appreciate Abby. It means the world to me because he's my only
Hey.
trick-or-treater every year.
I understand. That is okay.
Yeah. So, speaking of the next question,
Mm-hmm.
the next question right now, the Powerball is like $1 billion. So that leads to this question. If you won the lottery, what's the first thing you would do?
Oh, this might sound boring, but I would probably pay off like all my relatives' houses. I probably would, and then I'd probably buy like a bunch of land somewhere very remote and build a house. So might sound
I'm right there
boring,
with you.
but
I like boring. I think this just
Mhm.
makes us, I think we're just level-headed adults at this point. We're
I would
not,
hope so.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's sad to say that, people that do win like $1 million or something, they say they're broke within a year. I'm like, what?
Oh,
I mean, great. Okay. Yeah, maybe because till you take out taxes and pay off your debt. Okay. I can get that.
yeah,
I'd probably still be working anyway, but
I know. Yeah,
just at least put some away for a rainy day or a vacation or something,
exactly. I know you'd think that
Oh,
people would, but
no, not everyone thinks that, I guess that level headed and,
yeah,
or gets a financial advisor and,
very true.
so tell me, what's the last thing you read?
The last thing I read. Are we talking book or are we talking article or magazine or anything?
It could be anything. I had someone tell me they read an email before they came on.
Hey, yeah, that's true. I think I read an instruction manual to a refrigerator because my husband and I are in the process of moving, and so we had to plug in the fridge, and I found the manual. I'm such a boring person.
Oh, I usually read it for the help tips. My ice maker
Exactly.
is
I
frozen. What
promise
do I do now after I defrost it?
exactly.
Yeah, like
I promise I read more interesting things, but that's the last thing I read.
oh, still awesome. Do you prefer boots or heels?
Oh, definitely boots. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not very talented in walking in heels. Because usually I think last time I did, I got it stuck in the grass that was wet. So I'm more of a boot person, definitely. I have my trusty pair of, leather boots that gets me through, and I can't live without them.
Oh, yeah, I think we should just stop with the stilettos. I mean, they're
I
good
know.
sometimes. Like, I guess at an
Yes.
award show or something like that. But otherwise, yeah. I think we
Yeah.
can.
I'd probably break my ankle.
It's funny. I used to work in the corporate world, wear them all the time. Now I'm like, I wore a pair once and I'm like, oh my God, I used to wear these all the time. What was wrong with me? Like,
Oh, wow, yeah.
yeah. So if there was a movie about your life, who would you want to play you?
People have told me that maybe I resemble Dakota or Elle Fanning. I don't know. Maybe Dakota Fanning. Yeah.
Hmm, good choice.
Something like that. I've always liked her movies, so
Okay, I'll call her up. We'll get this going tomorrow.
hey, that's great. Do it.
Yeah, no, I don't have those contact. I don't have that kind of contact, but we can try. Right.
That's
Oh,
okay.
so where's Waldo?
He's hiding in our local bookstore.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. Because my friend owns a local bookstore and she did a Where's Waldo event not long ago. So he's probably still hiding in the bookshelf somewhere.
Perfect. Good. He's there, not sneaking up behind me. That's all that matters.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure there was a horror story going on with that. In someone's mind when they said Waldo was behind me. And I'm like,
oh gosh.
This feels like some psycho thriller, Halloween. I don't know, one of them.
How terrifying. But how appropriate, I guess, for Halloween if you're talking about
right?
it. Ooh.
That.
Ooh. Spooky.
That's great. I'm telling you, I'm just going to get this Where's Waldo, and it's going to be this weird Halloween psycho. Yeah, I'm going to write it. I'm just going to write this book or something. So in your opinion, what's the best thing since sliced bread?
Best thing since sliced bread. Sliced cheese?
Ooh. That could be.
Could be.
Yeah.
Hey, so it goes together.
Grilled cheese.
That's right.
And here we are talking about food again. Welcome to the food podcast.
Hey, exactly.
Our life revolves around food, then music, then like some other people in our lives, family or something like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
We like I think it's perfect. I had a grilled cheese today, so
oh, nice.
Perfect.
So in most days, would you rather cook or order in?
Probably order in. I've gotten pretty spoiled. So I love, DoorDash and things like that. And so yeah, probably order in.
Anything specific like
Ooh,
sushi, tacos, something?
Probably my favorite Indian food. I love some good, chicken korma or tikka masala, whatever. Some good naan. That's where it's at.
Yeah. In your opinion, what's the worst pizza topping?
Worst pizza topping? Olives.
Mm.
Can't do it. I don't like black olives on pizza.
Off pizza, are they okay?
Off pizza, they're okay. Like in pasta salad or something. But on pizza, not for me. Josiah, yes, but not me.
So it's a 50-50 split.
Yes.
What about pineapple?
I honestly don't mind it. I like the sweet and salty kind of juxtaposition there.
Nice. And is that universal, or is that like a household divided? Like,
I don't think Josiah likes that. It's like he's really on the savory side, so I highly doubt he'd like pineapple on pizza. But it's not something we have very often, so maybe he'll give it another try.
Yeah. Oh, a nice grilled or broiled one.
Oh yeah.
There's something about that texture when you broil or grill it that just has that like crispy. That's what makes it.
That's right.
Okay, so we'll go from food now all the way over to what do you wish would magically clean itself?
Oh, magically clean itself. Definitely the shower. Definitely. Just because, it's like one of the biggest surface areas besides the floor, and it's harder to reach, I guess.
Yeah. Especially like if you have tall ceilings, just like stretching to try to reach. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then I've slipped off like the side of the bathtub before, so that's never good.
So you just need to create something that cleans it better than just the sprays. They said just spray it and rinse. I'm like, it doesn't always get everything. It doesn't.
It really doesn't. Yeah,
okay,
so the
we'll
shower
work on
definitely. That. Yeah. We gotta get a patent going.
Absolutely. We need a product first, I think. Right?
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. And then we have to look because we probably have something out similar to what we're thinking right now. At least what I'm thinking right now. Yeah. Okay. We'll work on it.
Definitely.
Okay. Tell me something on your bucket list.
Ooh, something on my bucket list. I think it would probably be to hike the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, nice.
It's something I love hiking. Josiah and I we do it quite a bit. Not as much as we'd like to, but I think I had a friend who recently hiked the entire Appalachian Trail, and I think he did it in like a few months, and
Mhm.
it's just pretty impressive. And I think you'd make a lot of good friends along the way, and I think that you would definitely get in shape and
Mhm.
see a lot of, everything. So yeah, that's probably one of the things I'd like to do.
Absolutely, that is so awesome. I would love to do hike like that. I don't think I could do that extent. Like I'm kind of the type that okay, after I'm done for the day, I'm like, oh look, that's a really comfy bed, and that was a nice shower. Like
Exactly.
that's the only downside for me is that I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea for me, but yeah. So
I get it.
I'll follow the journey on send pictures, Instagram,
That's
wherever
right.
you are. I will follow your journey, I promise. And be encouraging.
Great.
If you could be any person, such as like Dolly Parton, or a position like accountant, CEO, a surgeon, whatever,
Mm.
who or what position would you want to be for the day and why?
Ooh, it's a hard one. I would I'd probably want to see what it's like to be a neurosurgeon or something like that. Just for a day. No more than that, probably even less than a day. But I think I definitely want to see that because it's I'm a nurse as well, so I'm familiar with the medical world, but I'm not a doctor. So it would be very interesting to see that just for a limited amount of time.
Absolutely. I work in the back end of healthcare, so
Hmm.
yeah, I stay out of all that. I just do the reporting and all the fine
Yeah.
details in the back end for y'all.
Hmm.
So I will say that I was blessed to watch a couple of really unique surgeries, and
Ooh,
it was just amazing. Some of the things that in an operating room and watching just from above, like it is just so cool to watch some of that. Obviously,
definitely.
if you don't mind the weird, bodily things and stuff like that,
Oh
because
yeah.
people that are like, oh, that's gross, or there's a knife, and no, that
Oh
doesn't bother
yeah.
me at all. But it's cool from that. Yeah.
It's a very different world, that's for sure.
Yes. So, do you have any words of wisdom that you live by?
Words of wisdom. I think one of the words that one phrase I guess you could say is just do things slowly and one task at a time. And that way, it's not as easy to get overwhelmed. So I think that's pretty wise. And it sounds so simple, just one task at a time, but just think of how many things we do nowadays that like
Mhm.
tabs almost we have open, like sometimes literally tabs on a computer. So I
Yes.
think it's good. One task at a time.
I think I'm going to try to take your advice and use a little of that because I'm a horrible at multitasking and I get stuff done. Not to say that I'm not, but
That's right.
sometimes I felt like when I used to do that one task, instead of multitasking, it felt more efficient
Right.
or not overwhelmed. So
Perfect.
I love that.
Yeah.
So, well, we know the music's coming out on the 26th of this month, which is really
Hmm.
exciting. November
Yes.
here. And as we go into November, I should say, not quite there.
Yeah,
Um,
we're almost there.
yeah. So that's really exciting.
Hmm.
So you've released 4 singles already. So how many are on the EP total?
Total on the EP, we have 6 songs.
Okay.
And there's kind of, it's almost like bookends. So you'll hear an intro and you'll hear our 4 songs and then you'll hear an outro. So it's kind of short. It's only about 20 minutes, but still an introduction to Blue Twisted Steel and kind of the new things that we're doing in the past year or two. So
Absolutely. Wonderful. And
yeah.
so do you have more plans for the rest of this year or early next year? Start doing some touring and different things like that, even locally,
We
whatever?
have we have a few shows locally. We have a show at a local venue in Lewisburg called the Blackboard that we'll be doing an EP release at. Very intimate setting. And we're playing at a coffee shop, bookstore in Charleston, the capital of West Virginia, called Taylor Books. It's actually the day after we release our EP. And so we were playing Taylor Books on the 26th. So I think I might have said the 26th when we're releasing it, but we're actually releasing it on the 25th. That's the plan. So yeah, getting those 2 dates a little mixed up. So we have some plans to play and then probably take a little break on playing for the holidays and then start out, fresh in 2023.
Perfect. And I'll make sure that I get the pre-save link from you So we can put that in the
Yes.
description. Therefore, you'll
Perfect.
know exactly when it comes out, the 25th, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. So definitely excited. So make sure
Yes.
if
Me
you all are
too.
local to West Virginia there, you can catch a live show. Make sure you tag
Mm-hmm.
me even, because I would
Of
love to see
course.
it. So enjoy,
Yeah.
everyone. And thank you all for
Awesome.
joining us for another episode. And thank you, Abby. It's been a pleasure getting to know you.
Yes, you too, Donna. I really, really appreciate this. This has been such a good conversation. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. And you're welcome back anytime. Maybe we'll have to get you on to play a little bit from the EP then at the end of
Yeah,
November.
perfect. Yeah, I would
Awesome.
love to.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you so much.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.